Hey guys, sorry I haven't sent out the text yet. My bad. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to start requesting Tuesdays off. All right, let's see. All right, there we go. Okay, cool. How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday. It's True Crime Tuesday. Welcome. Hang on 1 second. All right. Hey guys. Hey. We've got an interesting one tonight in the fact that it's a little different than most of our true crimes, but I think that it's a good one that we definitely need to talk about. So, all right. So I'm going to upload this. Let's see. Upload this real quick. There we go. Hey, Mrs. Ninja. Hey, Tammy. Now, as you guys know, we will be back live after this for malarkey because, of course, there's always malarkey going on, right? But this is a good one because it does combine both of my worlds with the drama part of it and the true crime part of it. So we're going to get into this. Hang on 1 second. Okay, so let me just give a little backstory here. Missing out on. Oh, hey, love you. Hey, at work, but my ears are listening. Awesome. Everyone, so show some love and hit those thumbs up. Hey, Becky. Hey, Tilly. Hey, everybody. Hey, April. This is your first True Crime Live. Well, this is a good one. Okay, so many of you guys know that I have spoke about Ash Trevino in the past. Many of you may know her. She is the AKA the Homie Hopper. I mean, inmate hopper. What am I talking about? Homie hopper. The inmate hopper. So if you guys don't know who she is, she goes live on TikTok. I think at one point she had almost 1 million followers. She may have 1 million followers at this point, but just a little backstory. She is the inmate hopper. She's been married to a few inmates. Hey, Phoenix. And one of the inmates that she was married to, she actually met him when she was 9 years old. She was 15 at the time. He was 9. He got locked up at 15. She has been going around, hey, True Crime Chronicles, she's been going around on TikTok and she's wanting to get her ex-husband, she wants to get him freed early. Yes, they call her Trashly. They call her Ash the Rash Trevino because, she allegedly has bed bugs. You're thinking of the malarkey. Yes, Diana, I was thinking of the malarkey. Hey, Killa. I love you, Lillian. So the reason that I felt like I wanted to bring this to True Crime Tuesday is to talk about his case, because it's very easy to talk about someone and say he's been locked up since he was 15. He did this crime at 15. Well, Creole, this is actually a true crime, so you don't have to know much about her besides the fact that she is on TikTok. She has a big following only because she does, kind of like the malarkey. It's like, a train wreck type thing. So that's what she's most known for. You saw the bedbug video? Yes. So she's been married to this guy. Now, she met him when he was 9. She was 15. She was already with her baby daddy, already had kids, and he got locked up at 15 for a crime. So she's going around and telling everyone that she feels like he should be freed and he should get out early because he committed this crime at 15 and it was with him and 3 other people and he was so young and he's been in jail for 15 years and he should be, let out early and he didn't, it was just a mistake that he made. And I think that's very easy to say, but they're forgetting a huge part of that, and that is the victim's family. And this family of Mohammed Ashimi has suffered so much. You would not believe it. And that's what we're going to get into today, because like I said, it's very easy for people to think, you saw, so the bedbug video, at least you know who she is, Brittany. That's about all you need to know for this. But she was married to this man. Once he was incarcerated, she married this man. His name is Isaiah Gonzales. She married him. He did get locked up at 15. He got sentenced to 45 years for his part in this crime. And I really feel like it is important that we look at this case and see why he's in jail, because everybody loves to say free Isaiah, and that is the movement that she's trying to create on TikTok. But the victim's family has came out and talked about this. The victim's family does not want this to happen. When Mohammed, the victim, he owned a gas station in Ennis, Texas. This man had 7 children when this happened. And yes, Cindy, it is. I'm waiting on this video to download so we can get into it. But I'm just giving you a little backstory. This man, Mohammed Ashimi, had 7 children and a wife. Yes, Maribel, but I'm talking more about the case, the true crime case that's attached to it with Ash Trevino, because I think it's important that we all know what this case is about. Yes, only 98 likes. Y'all hit them likes up. 222 of you guys in here. Let's get those up. Get those up. He left behind a wife and 7 children. And the effects, not only that night when his life was taken, but the effects after were so much. And I know that this man was 15. He's a man now. I know that he was 15 when it happened. His co-defendants were 15, 17, 20, and 21, I believe. All right, the video is almost uploaded, so I'm going to share that with you guys. But like I said, I think it's easy because she has such a big following. She has people that really are trying to get behind her in this movement. And I'm glad that the victim's family, and we'll take a look at that too, the victim's family has come out and they are speaking about it. And they, of course, do not want to, Creole, I did not see it. I will look at it just a second. They do not want him released, obviously, because yes, Cindy, exactly. Victims' families are often forgotten. Hey, Wookie. And I feel like it's very important that we look at this case, just because you love true crime. Me too, Melissa. We look at this case because, again, it's very easy to forget that, yes, he did commit this crime at 15 and he was tried as an adult, but we're not going to forget about the victims' families and what effect it had. She's one of the few people that needs to be off social media. She should not get paid for views, comments, or whatever. She's gross. Julie, she's one of the worst. Yes, she's definitely one of the worst ones out there for sure. Creole, I was trying to go back to see what your comment was. Just message me, Creole, if it's not related to this. Just message me. Yeah, Kat, that's the thing. And I can't give medical advice, really. Honestly, most of the time, I do hope you feel better if it's a medical thing. Most of the time, I just say, contact your doctor and stuff like that. But if you want to message me off of this, definitely let me know. All right, here we go. We're at like 90%. So we're almost there, you guys. But yeah, so I just want to go through this case and show you guys the ins and outs of the case and why he's in there and why they all got life. They were charged with capital murder. They all got life. He got 45 years because he did testify against the other people. But we're going to get into it because it's such a sad story. And there's so much that happened afterwards that make it even more sad. All right, here we go. All right, we're at 99%, y'all. And I'm glad that, like I said, I am glad that the victim's family is speaking out. His children are now older because this did happen in April of 2010. So his children that were babies at the time are now on TikTok. They're now adults, and they're able to speak out about this and say, listen, I understand he was 15, but they took my dad away from me. One of the victims' family, he even shared that they didn't even know what a father was until they got to it was like donuts for dad for Father's Day, and they didn't even know what Father's Day was. And a teacher asked, like, hey, did you bring your dad, donuts for dad? It's Father's Day. And the kid had to explain, like, oh, I don't have a dad. My dad got murdered. So I think people tend to lose sight. And I understand if you have a loved one in jail, it's hard, as far as, not getting to see them as much and writing letters and things like that. But I don't even say that, but through all of it, I think we have to remember that even though they're locked up behind bars, at least they're still alive. At least you can still write a letter. At least you can still go visit, because this man's family will never get that. They'll never get the chance to even write another letter. So I think that's important. Come on now, 98%. Where are you at here? All right, there we go. All right. All right, there we go. Sorry, guys. I worked today, so I didn't get off. I didn't leave until like 7:30. So that's why I said I'm going to have to start requesting Tuesdays off, because there was no way for sure that I was going to get on here at 8:00, much less before that. So, all right, it should be up now. It shows it being up. Okay. I don't know why it's not showing up. Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to get it to show up so I can share it with you guys. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Let's get into this. Thank you guys so much for being patient. Y'all are the best. All right. So let's get into this video.
People aren't bashing him on that because at the end of the day, he was 15 years old. He's not the same person who he was, and I'm just saying that to be honest. He's a better person. It does make me mad when I see people bashing him because he's not a bad person. He's honestly got a good heart. He was 15. He was hanging out with the wrong crowd. He was there. And like I said, he's paying for his mistakes now. I wish people would just leave him alone.
Welcome to True Crime Tuesdays with your host, me, Feminine and Fierce. Let's take a look at this case, Ash Trevino, which many of you may know from TikTok and all the drama that's been going on there. She's wanting to get a petition for her ex-husband who committed a crime at 15, which was the murder of someone, and she wants to see if he can be released early. Check it out.
Some people are asking, do you feel like Isaiah should still get out, or you think he should serve?
I feel like he did get his justice at 45 years as a 15-year-old. Imagine being 15 years old and telling the judge telling you, you got to serve 45 years of prison time at 15 years old. And, I do feel like he served 15 years. He doesn't see parole until he is, almost 40? So with that being said, I do feel like he needs to be free.
Of course, they met Isaiah back in 2019 because that was my husband. That was Eviana's dad. I don't talk about him like that because out of respect for him and his family.
A few moments later.
An OG of mine, you know that me and Isaiah go way back. We go back from whenever he was 11, meaning I knew him at that age. We didn't get together until after he was already in prison, and we reconnected 10 years later, which was in 2019. He's been incarcerated since 2010. He's been incarcerated. So he was 15 when he got locked up. We got married in 2019. That is whose name I have on my wrist, and my ring finger has our wedding date. So yes, the kids always were with me at visit every freaking weekend. But if you're an OG, like I said, you know about Isaiah. You know that Evie used to think that was her dad for the longest. She didn't even realize that that was not her dad until after me and him separated. And then she was like, Mommy, my daddy doesn't call me no more. And I had to tell her that that wasn't her dad. Even everybody at the prison thought that was his kid. But he was locked up when I got pregnant with her.
Isaiah, he was a family friend. His family always has been friends, okay? They literally, I met him when he was 9. Yes, I met him when he was 9. They started going to our church when he was 9, okay? Mind you, I'm 6 years older than him. I was with my kid's dad already. I've been with my kid's dad since the age of 13 till I was 26, okay? I did not have nothing to do with Isaiah until he was 24, okay? Me and Isaiah did not get together until he was 24. He's always been in my life since he was 9, when they started going to our church, okay? Me and him never talked that way or anything. That's not a case, because we were together when he was 24 and he was in prison.
To babysit Haley at at church. He would come and get Haley from me. I would have Haley, she was like 10 months old or little. And he would come and be like, hey, Ashley, can I see the baby? And I'm like, yeah. So he would come and get Haley from me. And he would carry her. Like, yeah, he was a part of Haley's life when she was a baby. And then he would sit with me at church. But because he had Haley.
With my brother, her oldest daughter was a baby at the time, and my brother used to get her and like be chilling with her at church, and Ashley would be over there like talking to him, and she used to be like, oh, when you turn 18 we're gonna get together, and it would just be stuff like that.
The reason I said he needs to be free is because he's been in there since he was 15. He made a mistake at 15. I'm not saying he's innocent, but I don't know. His charges, all I said was that he committed a crime at 15 years old, and he doesn't see parole till 2032. I would never down talk him like that, and I hope nobody is getting to their head saying that I do, because I don't. It's sad. It's sad. Like she said, you know, and I told y'all the other day that there was 4 people involved. He was one of the ones. He was the youngest one, actually. He was the youngest one. The oldest one was my age. So at that time, we were 21. So he was 21. And then the other one was 20 or 19. And then the other one was 17. And then he was 15. So 2 of them were adults. 2 of them were, I guess you can say, like, well, he was a minor. And then the other one was considered an adult in Texas. But they tried him all as adults. Him being 15, they still tried him as an adult. I still remember when that happened. I cried like a baby. But yeah, so I hope people aren't bashing him on that, because at the end of the day, he was 15 years old. I know his part in everything. I'm not gonna say his part on anything. It's not my business to tell anymore. You know, he was my husband, yes. He's not the same person who he was, and I'm just saying that to be honest. He has found, you know, like, you know, he's a better person. And like I said, it's not my, free Isaiah. It's not my place to put on him or anything to talk about them, because at the end of the day, I will never bash him on that. I know what happened. I know what he did. I know what his part was, everything. He told me. But he confided in me as his wife at the time. So I will never speak on that. I will never, like, it does make me mad when I see people bashing him because he's not a bad person. He's honestly got a good heart. And, you know, he loves his nieces. He loves his family. He really does. But he was 15. He was hanging out with the wrong crowd. And he was there. And like I said, he's paying for his mistakes now. He's been incarcerated for 15 years, so.
The victim and his daughter. This is how she feels about the whole situation and how she feels about Ash trying to get a petition for him to get out.
Oh my God. I'm going to Florida again.
Girl, that girl is weird.
So, you know, one of the videos, she had put like quotes around and she had gone like, oh, the victims. And then she put like air quotes as if like we're making it up. No.
Yeah,
Are you good?
when she wanted it caught. That's why I made a video saying, girl, yes, we want the clubs. Go back.
Right. What do you mean? I love how they said that like you were like clout chasing and things like that too. Whole time, your account literally has more followers than her. So how exactly?
Well, she was banned from her other.
Well, no, I know she was banned and stuff,
I've been
right?
banned before too.
But it's not like she's famous. She's not famous at all. Like, I'm confused. What are we clout chasing? She's the one who brought it up to begin with. Nobody would have said anything if
No
she
one would
didn't
have
say,
said
oh, go free
anything
him.
if she didn't downplay my dad's like murder case and made it like, oh my God, like he wasn't doing anything, like he was just there.
Right, like, what do you mean? Petition to get him free and stuff. And I'm like, are you good? Like, like, she's not even married to the man anymore. And you're.
Deadly Russian was inside job, Ellis County officials say. One of 4 suspects arrested in the weekend slaying of an Ellis County gas station owner was an employee at the said. Ruben Hernandez, left, Fernando Juarez and Eric Lee Maldonado. Eric Lee Maldonado, 21, Fernando Juarez, 17, Ruben Hernandez, 18, and an unnamed juvenile all face capital murder charges in the fatal shooting of Mohammed Hashemi, who owned an Exxon station at Interstate 45 at FM 879, north of Ennis. 3 were arrested Tuesday in Irving, and 1 was taken into custody in Ellis County. Hashemi, 50, was last seen around 7:30 p.m. Sunday when he left his station to make a night deposit at a bank in Palmer, said Lieutenant Jason Westmoreland Sheriff's Department. The victim's burning vehicle was abandoned south of Ennis, and his body was later found in woods near the station. Hashemi's employee became a suspect after investigators reviewed surveillance footage at the station, Westmoreland said. The employee was acting suspicious on the video at the time Mr. Hashemi left, said Westmoreland, who would not say which of the 4 suspects worked at the gas station. Westmoreland said to police that the employee, with the help of the other 3 suspects, planned to rob Hashemi as he left for the bank. Maldonado and Juarez are being held on charges of aggravated robbery, aggravated kidnapping and arson, with bail set at $3 million each. Hernandez is being held on an aggravated robbery charge with bail set at $1 million.
The adults involved in this robbery murder right now charged with a number of aggravated crimes, and capital murder warrants are being prepared.
Business, but not as usual at the Exxon on I-45 north of Ennis in Ellis County. The headline in the local paper tells the somber story.
Sunday evening, our deputies were dispatched out to Ensign Road on the southern end of Ellis County, on the Ellis-Navarre County line, in reference to a vehicle fire. Investigation into the origin of the vehicle and the registered owner eventually led us back to an Exxon gas station.
Muhammad Ali Hashemi left the station to make a night bank deposit, never to be seen alive again. 4 suspects arrested: 21-year-old Eric Maldonado, 17-year-old Fernando Juarez, 18-year-old Ruben Hernandez, and a 15-year-old juvenile not pictured. Hernandez was an employee at the Exxon. It was Ellis County Sheriff's Deputy Sergeant Alvin Sims who broke the case.
Sergeant Sims went and reviewed the video surveillance from the store and noticed one of the employees acting suspiciously, which actually broke this case wide open for us.
He was sending text messages. He knows how much he is going to carry to the bank.
Bagheer Hashimi is hurt to know Hernandez is allegedly involved.
My brother helped him a lot because he has a wife, I guess, or a girlfriend that is pregnant.
Muhammad Hashimi operated the store since 2001 and leaves a wife and 7 children.
6 girls, 1 boy, age 1.5 to 15.
Local lawmen say they could not sleep till this case was solved.
Very sad. Anytime, especially a local businessman like that, he's just trying to make a living. It's a shame that someone was willing to take his life over a few dollars.
And the Hashimi family tonight, through their pain, tell me they have nothing but praise from law enforcement from here in Ellis County all the way to Irving. It was Irving police that assisted with Dallas County Sheriff's deputies and arrested those 3 adults last night, just about this time on Highway 183. Through a night of questioning, they led them to Muhammad Hashimi's body about 3 o'clock this morning. Again, they're in jail right now, charged with aggravated robbery, aggravated kidnapping, and arson. Their bonds right now, $3 million in capital murder warrants being prepared. In Ellis County tonight, Sean Rabb, Fox 4 News.
Okay, so I want to read to you guys what actually took place from the court. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. Sorry, it was playing in my headphones. I could still hear it. Went to the next one. Okay, so that's who she wants to get released. He was part of that crime that you saw there at the end. He was the 15-year-old juvenile at the time. There was actually 2 adults, one and 2 minors. So 1 minor was 17 and 1 was 15. Isaiah, where she said free Isaiah, he was the 15-year-old in the case. Okay. He actually got 45 years because he testified against the others that did the crime with him. But I did pull the court documents and I want to read to you what actually took place that night. Okay. And this is gathered from this is the factual background in the court documents, because clearly now that they got, several of them got life. They have Hernandez and the other guy, I think Juarez, what was it? Yeah, they both, let me make sure. Let me see. They both have been appealing their cases. So the factual background from their casework and in their court documents is what I'm going to read to you. And that basically, let's see, Hernandez and Fernando Juarez, which were the 2 adults in the case, and Maldonado. They've all 3 been appealing their case in the Court of Criminal Appeals. So in the Court of Criminal Appeals, you can pull those documents. So I'm going to read the factual background on this case and let you guys hear what they had to say about it. Let me just pull it up on my phone real quick so I can read it. All right, here we go. All right, factual background. Let me pause it. Okay. Ruben Hernandez. Now remember, there's 4 involved. Her husband, or now ex-husband, was the minor that they speak of. So Ruben Hernandez was an employee at the Exxon in Ennis, Texas, which was operated by Muhammad Hashimi, the victim. Hernandez was working with Hashimi on the evening of the murder. The evening of the offense, Hernandez sent text messages to Juarez. And if I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. I'm not good at Spanish. I took 5 years and I still can't talk. Still can't speak it or read it. So if I say it wrong, I apologize. Sent text messages to Juarez. I know I'm butchering that. My bad. Which told Juarez when Hashimi was leaving to take a deposit to the bank and how much money was in the deposit. Maldonado, Fernando Juarez, and Isaiah Gonzales which is Ash Trevino's ex-husband, were in a vehicle awaiting Hashimi's departure. Maldonado, Juarez, and Gonzales had decided not to rob Hashimi at the Exxon because it was too crowded. Instead, they decided to ambush Hashimi on his way to the bank. Juarez was driving the vehicle. It appeared to Gonzales that Juarez and Maldonado were familiar with Hashimi's route and knew the bank where he was going to make the deposit because they had been planning the robbery for a while. Maldonado was armed with a .380 caliber pistol, and Gonzales was armed with a Cobra Model M-11 9mm firearm, or a Mac 11 in parentheses. Let's see here. Maldonado had purchased the .380 caliber pistol 16 days prior to the offense. Juarez pulled the vehicle in front of Hashimi to stop him, and Maldonado and Gonzales got out and approached Hashimi's minivan. Gonzales stated that before they got out of the vehicle, Maldonado had told him to empty his clip if anyone saw them. Gonzales pointed the Mac 11 at Hashimi. Hashimi was attempting to unbuckle his seatbelt when Maldonado suddenly shot him with the .380 caliber pistol. Ballistics testing confirmed that Hashimi was killed by the .380 caliber pistol purchased by Maldonado. Gonzales stated that he was in shock and did not unlock the passenger door of the van for Maldonado, so Maldonado ran back to the vehicle driven by Juarez. Juarez drove off. Gonzales got in the minivan with Hashimi still in the driver's seat and followed Juarez. So that's Gonzales is her ex-husband. He actually got in the minivan with the victim still in the driver's seat and followed Juarez. Shortly thereafter, Maldonado got out of Juarez's vehicle and sat in the passenger seat of the minivan. At some point, the minivan passed Juarez and turned off onto a dirt road where it got stuck. Maldonado, Juarez, and Gonzales were approached by the landowner who told them to leave. Now, this is what's crazy. What all happened after they did this offense? Like, they clearly had planned all of this, right? After getting the minivan unstuck, Maldonado drove the minivan to Ellis County, where he had just recently stopped working. Juarez followed in the second vehicle. Maldonado and Gonzales dragged Hashimi's body in the woods near Ellis County and left it. The minivan was abandoned at a different location and burned by Maldonado after he removed 2 envelopes with money. Gonzales, which is her ex, took a third envelope of money from the minivan. The masks, rubber gloves, and the t-shirt that Maldonado was wearing were thrown out of the window of the car on the same road where the minivan was abandoned. Various DNA testing on the mask, gloves, clothes, and shoes allegedly worn by Maldonado and Gonzales showed blood that was linked to Hashimi. Additionally, Maldonado and Gonzales could not be excluded from other DNA recovered off of those items. Juarez's DNA was not found on any articles. Maldonado gave Juarez and Gonzales some of the money. Sometime after the offense, Gonzales learned Hernandez's identity. Hernandez wanted half of the proceeds from the robbery, although Maldonado stated that he did not intend to give Hernandez any money. So Maldonado, Juarez, and Gonzales then used Coca-Cola purchased by Maldonado after the offense. Okay, now let me go to this one. All right, so they used the Coca-Cola. Now, here's what they did. So after they did all of this, They had done what they did. They took his minivan. They took his body in the woods. They took the minivan and burned it. They did some Coca-Cola. And then Maldonado and Juarez went to a casino in Oklahoma shortly thereafter. The day after Hashimi's death, Maldonado, Juarez, Gonzales, and Maldonado's uncle, Michael Salazar, went to purchase a new cell phone for Juarez because he had intentionally broke it after the robbery and murder. They then went to Irving to use Coca-Cola and the devil's lettuce at Salazar's apartment. Although Juarez did not use at the time and to get tattoos. Salazar's neighbor, Ariel, testified that Maldonado and Juarez told Salazar and him that Maldonado had shot Hashimi. Juarez said that it was a robbery gone bad. Said it was a robbery gone bad and that he did not intend for anybody to be shot, although Ariel believed that Juarez and Maldonado both were bragging about it. Gonzales was bragging about the incident as well. Gonzales is her ex-husband. He was bragging about it, you guys. Maldonado and Juarez indicated that the robbery was planned by an unnamed. It says Maldonado and Juarez indicated that the robbery was planned by an unnamed fourth person who worked at the Exxon. Maldonado had approximately $4,000 and Gonzales, her ex, had approximately $1,000. So $1,000, you guys. And Maldonado had $4,000. Before they left, they taped money in an envelope. Maldonado, Juarez, and Gonzales borrowed a vehicle from Salazar to return to Ennis, in which they were apprehended. Money and Coca-Cola were found in the trunk of the car. In the early morning hours of the day after his death, all of the employees at Exxon were taken in for questioning. An employee had to leave and go get Hernandez because he did not have a ride. After reviewing the security camera footage, it was shown that Hernandez had been texting on and off all night, which of course he was texting the guys in the car, letting them know when Hashimi was going to take the bank drop, basically. Hernandez was questioned and admitted his involvement in the robbery and that they had been trying to get me to set up a robbery for 3 weeks. In his second statement, he claimed that he had done it because he and his loved ones were threatened. Hernandez led law enforcement to Juarez and Maldonado's homes. A search of Juarez's bedroom in his parents' home led to the discovery of 2 boxes of 9mm ammunition, 2 magazines that appeared to fit the Mag 11. A search of Maldonado's mother home resulted in finding the .380 caliber pistol, later determined to be the weapon that took out Hashimi. Maldonado did give a statement after his arrest where he admitted to not only burning the minivan, but claimed that an individual named Francisco Soto had committed the robbery and murder and led police to Hashimi's body. Maldonado gave him the phone number that was supposed to be this Soto guy, but it ended up just being Maldonado's phone number with the last 4 digits switched around, and they never found someone that met that description or that name or anything. So they know that was just something that he had made up. And then let's see. It says, okay, now this is what they said about Gonzales, which is Ash Trevino's. This is what they said about Gonzales, which is Ash Trevino's ex-husband, the one that she wants freed, the free Isaiah. It says, Gonzales, a juvenile at the time of the offense, was given a plea bargain of 45 years in prison in exchange for his truthful testimony at trial. Juarez had given a statement to the investigator for the district attorney as well, but no agreement was reached on a plea bargain. So there you go. It says that Juarez admitted to being involved in the planning, sending the messages, being present, and described the events of the shooting, which were similar to Gonzales's, with the exception of Maldonado's name not being listed. And then it says a person commits capital murder if he intentionally causes the death of an individual while in the course of committing or attempting to commit robbery. So if you guys, I don't know, after reading that and knowing his part, because if you remember, Ash Trevino was like, I know his part in it, and he told me. Well, look, that was his alleged truthful statement for him to get 45 years. And they're saying that his testimony with Juarez's testimony matches, and it matches all the elements of the case. Not only that, guys, let me show you something real quick, because this is not where it ends. Now, things like this, and not just this case, with so many cases, the murder and the things that come after that, and I probably shouldn't have said that, I'd probably get in trouble for even saying that word, but it's not just the crime. I mean, it trickles down and trickles down. He left behind, you heard on that news story that he left behind, 6 girls and 1 boy. Shortly after this crime, I believe it was right at a year. Hold on, let me pull it up. This family has suffered so much, not just with losing their father and the patriarch of their family, but even after that, things continued to happen in their family. A year after the little girl passes away, she drowned in the family's backyard. Just a year after, on June 9th, 2011, this happened April 2010. Hold on right here. A 2-year-old drowned in a backyard hot tub in Double Oak on Wednesday, less than 5 minutes after family members saw her eating a snack inside the home. The death struck the family of Aliyah Hashimi just over a year after another tragedy, the April 2010 robbery and killing of her father, Muhammad Hashimi, in Ellis County. So that was just, let me make it bigger. Hold on, my bad, you guys. I didn't realize it was so small. Let's see. There we go. So that happened just, it gets worse. It gets worse. It affected so many people, right? Okay, so they lost the little girl. So he left behind 6 little girls and a little boy. They lost one of the little girls a year later. And then I'm sure some of you are probably familiar with this case. This was actually one of his daughters.
In hundreds of TikToks together,
I've been trying to get you. Hello. I've been trying to get your attention this whole time.
Darius Brownlee and Zara Hashimi chronicle their relationship.
Go watch our YouTube. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Now, their more than 150,000 followers want to know what happened.
Act surprised.
And how this internet couple could end like this. Hashimi shot in the head, and Brownlee facing charges he did it.
Like, look how I look, right? He got himself he has a whole suit.
After 4th of July fireworks at Flower Mound's Bakersfield Park, a police affidavit says the couple got into a heated argument. Then police say it turned physical, and as he drove down Flower Mound Road, Brownlee stopped the vehicle and with his left hand removed a 10 Glock firearm for the driver door pocket. The affidavit says he shot Hashimi in her head, just above her right eye.
I'm starving, so hurry up. Come on.
The affidavit says Brownlee confessed. First on a 911 call, and then to investigators. It says the others in the car told police the couple had been verbally and physically violent in the past.
Go ahead, princess. Get in the car.
Thank you.
You're welcome, princess.
The unseen side of a relationship posted for all to view.
Police tell me they're keeping a close eye on Hashimi's condition. They say she'll be in the hospital likely for a long time, and they say they could still add more.
I mean, it just gets worse and worse. I mean, it's all tied together. And I had no idea that it was all tied together like that. That is one of his daughters. The family has been through so much. Let me pull this up because the daughter, actually, another daughter, and you can even see, I didn't even realize when I was watching the video of this girl, I kept looking at her and thinking, man, she looks so familiar to me. And I could not figure out where I knew her from. And then once I tied all of it together, I said, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that is her sister. Like, at least, or maybe it's not her sister, maybe they're cousins or something, but I'm pretty sure that's her sister. And I was like, oh my God, this family has been through so much. I mean, and you can say, yes, it's not directly related, but who's to say that if that didn't happen back in April 2010, that what happened in 2011 with one of the little girls, passing away in the pool in the backyard, and then this happened to his other daughter. I mean, I can't imagine what they're going through. And now on social media, they lost the girl on, she shared her life on TikTok. They lost her, and now you've got this girl Ash Trevino, who is trying to use TikTok of all things. That's, you've probably just, can you imagine? You have this Ash Trevino trying to say free Isaiah, and that's your dad, and that's your whole family since that tragic day where they chose to do that over, a couple $1,000s. Their whole lives have spun out of control, and things have just continued to trickle down and trickle down. I can't imagine. Here it is. All right, let me just show you a little bit of this. It's very sad.
Why are they always here? Like, I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm not thinking like my dad's gonna freaking get murdered. I don't even know Eric and the other dudes. Like, I've never seen them. So that's probably another reason why I didn't know. And I didn't even know exactly who Isaiah was. My sister did, Zara, because her and Isaiah were in the same class.
Zara.
So
that was her sister.
She knew how he looked. I didn't.
I want to remind everyone too, to the people who are like, well, do you guys have any proof or like whatever? Again, all of these people were convicted and tried in court. And if you want to look up the court document, all you have to do is look up his name. Anyone involved, look on my dad's name. You can find every single court document. All the court documents are public. The video is there. The newspapers are there. They're all still there. The things on the internet don't just delete. They're all there. So we posted on Fonnie's account too, some screenshots, and we highlighted Isaiah's specific involvement, but it still has everyone else's involvement as well on that court document. And you can see the link at the bottom as well. If you want to go read the whole entire thing, you are free to, okay? It is all there. Nobody here is lying. Nobody here is over exaggerating. And again, if you want to defend someone who is capable of doing things like that, then at the end of the day, I just will never understand you, and I can't stop you, okay? I can't stop you from having your opinion. I can't stop you from arguing that opinion to death. I can't stop you from doing literally anything, but I hope you understand that so many people lost somebody in their life that day, okay? I lost my dad, first of all. Just speaking about me and my experience, I grew up without a dad. On Father's Day, I remember the exact day. I didn't even know what Father's Day was as a kid growing up. I didn't even know about it until I went to school one day, and they had this like Father's Day breakfast, and one of the teachers had asked me, are you here with your father? You can go get a donut. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Victor, I'm looking it up now. It says, yes, that Zara did pass away, but another article says that she didn't. So I'm looking into that now. But this is her family. I do know he shot her in the head, obviously. So, but I'm looking at that now.
What do you mean go get a donut? They're like, well, it's Father's Day Appreciation Day. And I had to explain, I don't have a father. And I didn't even know what Father's Day was, right? So I explained to my teacher, and that's, when I kind of realized that day what really had happened, I knew I didn't have a father, and I didn't realize the whole entire story either until I grew up and I was able to understand it. And that's just my experience, one experience I've had growing up without a father because of what that man did. And then you have Fonnie and then all my other sisters as well, who, were older at the time too and understood the same day that it happened. When they found out that our father wasn't alive, they went through their own trauma as well. My mom went through her own trauma, my uncles, my family, everyone, right? We all had our experience. And the fact that I on TikTok and I'm literally just scrolling. Okay, I want everyone to imagine this. Please close your eyes for a second and imagine opening TikTok, okay? And you're scrolling and you see a girl on live with like 10,000 people called Ash Trevino saying that the guy who unalived your father should be freed and that she understands where he was coming from. And she wants everyone to know that he's 15 and innocent and all these other things. That is so crazy. Just imagine how we all felt for a second, right? Seeing everything being downplayed. And then when we finally spoke out about it, she goes on another live, air quotes victim. She goes, the victims, and she puts little air quotes as if we're not victims. Right, she just completely mocks the whole entire situation.
Yeah.
And then
It's sad.
she joins this live right here. Keep in mind, we're not trying to be negative. We're not trying to attack anyone. We were just trying to explain our side of the story, right?
Right.
She goes, why are you talking about it?
What?
Oh my
Why
God.
are you talking about
What
it?
do you mean? Why are we
I just feel
talking
bad.
about
Why are
it?
why are you talking about it? Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Why are you talking about it? It's not your family who was affected.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Why are you talking about it? I got another question. Why are you trying to get him freed? Do you not want us to talk about it? Because if we tell people, then he's not going to be freed from jail. Are you mad because if we tell people, they're not going to sign your petition to get him freed from jail? Are you mad that if we tell people, they might look at you differently for supporting someone like that? Are you mad because the truth might come out about the people that you support are people who unalive? Oh my gosh, like it's actually insane.
Wait, hold on.
And this
Wait,
is
I'm
why-
just wait. I thought I heard that correctly. You said that she actually had a petition to like free him.
Yes.
Yeah, there's apparently some bill in Texas that she had wanted people to sign and to help get signed. And it's a bill that's supposed to look at people who were in jail and give them like a second chance at life to get freed earlier. And while I am
And let's not forget that Ash Trevino likes them young too, honey. Ash Trevino has got 2 teenage daughters and just went out with, obviously she met this guy when he was 9 years old, the one she's trying to get freed. Granted, she was 15, but she had kids and shit. And it's just a whole thing, right? She was an adult when she started telling people, I can't wait till he turns 18. And then she just went out with Santos, which was, they said he was 22, but like I did a video on her when they were still saying he was 22 when he was actually 19, and told, you guys were here. I told you guys he was 19 at the time. And then after that, they finally got busted. I think it was Christmas Day. It was either Christmas Day or New Year's Day. They got busted because the cops came there and he showed that fake ID that said he was 22. And he got busted and he had a liquor license and everything in his fake ID. Like, how crazy is that? So let's not forget that she likes them young too. She's definitely got some issues, this Ash Trevino. But I love that we're covering this on True Crime Tuesday because these victims spoke out and said, listen, think about it. She's got 10,000. When you talk about people, like she at one point had, I think, 300,000 live viewers. And when she was talking about freeing this man, she had 10,000 live viewers. And she's telling them to sign this petition to free this 15-year-old when he committed this crime. I can only imagine what they feel like. Not only that, a year later, they lose one of their siblings to, a tragedy. Then later on, their sister Zara had shared her life, and her boyfriend ended up in a DV situation doing what he did. And now they're got this person on TikTok trying to get this man free because he served 15 years. I just can't. So let's listen to a little bit more of this. And thank you so much, you guys, for joining True Crime Tuesday tonight.
100%. I 100% support people, getting another chance at life and getting everything right. But she specifically
apologetic.
Yeah, people who are apologetic and remorseful. But she was saying to get that bill signed so Isaiah, her ex-husband, could be free. Because, again, he was only 15. He didn't know what he's doing, blah, blah, blah. She never told anyone. She specifically said as well that she didn't want to tell people what he did. You didn't want to tell people what he did because you knew it was wrong.
Exactly.
You knew if people knew, they would not be on your side. So that's probably why you commented on this live right now and went, why are you talking about it?
They have
Because
every
you
right.
probably don't like us talking about it and people being aware of what he did. And it is so sad. I cannot believe that someone who, you're not even a kid yourself. You are a full grown adult, okay? You have been an adult for almost 2 decades of your life after 18, okay? So how do you not have the ability to comprehend what we are saying here? That I don't care if he was your ex-husband. I don't care if he confided in you and you think you know the whole entire story. No, you don't.
Oh, I love
Clearly,
that, Mel.
you don't. Or maybe you
Silly
do,
rabbit.
and you're just a bad person and you think that that's okay. Because I want
Shout
you
out
to
Silly Rabbit
imagine
for the super sticker.
what would you be doing if that was your dad, right? What position would you be in? Okay, how would you feel?
Exactly.
And especially, oh my God, I just can't understand at all how you can just twist the situation. And if anybody's clout chasing anything, it's you, okay? Because you sit on live, you make fun of other people, and then you
Kelly.
do this whole thing.
Your own house. That is.
That's why.
Right.
And she's not even famous for anything good. Like she's like, girl,
She's
bye.
not- she's
I thought she
infamous.
was like in her 50s.
Me too.
I told
I
her,
just can't understand.
I said, this lady's younger than my mother. I said, my mom, like I said, my mom was 36 when this happened. I'm like, are y'all kidding? Like, huh?
It is insane the way that she acts at that big age.
That big ass age.
Right. Like, hello, are you good? And yeah, his name, my dad's name was Sayed Muhammad Ali Hashimi. Okay, that's his full legal name. It's on all the
Shout
court
out to
documents. If you
Philippe
guys
for
want to
that
look it
super
up,
chat.
Sayed Muhammad Maddie, or not Maddie, that's my name. Sayed Muhammad Ali Hashimi. I had the same name as my dad. The only difference is my middle name is changed.
Love you, Julie.
Our family, the way it works is we're all so interconnected with our names. We had a really good family. We still have a very good family. And the fact that you can defend someone who took away our dad because you married him, you married the guy who unalived him, and you think that he's so sweet or whatever. Ugh, get out of my face.
Like, when this was all going on, like we have a little sister that has to get multiple heart surgeries. And she's like blind in one eye, deaf in one ear. And as a baby, she kept needing to go to the hospital. Like she literally passed away at the hospital, and they called my dad and my mom up there at the hospital when she was like 2 to 3 months. You know, so it's like all this is going on, and my little sister takes shots twice a day. None of us knew how to do her shots, so it's like. That night that everything was going on, we're like, okay, we don't know how to do her shot. So then my mom learned, my other sister had to learn, but at that moment, we didn't know. So like, it's just a lot to the story. Like they literally took a provider away, and they knew
There's
that he was
so
a
much
provider.
to this story.
They knew. I want you guys to realize these people worked for our dad. They knew our dad. Right, they knew him personally.
But the other 3 knew. The other 3 knew that he was the provider of the family. And Ruben knew.
Exactly. These people knew. These people are not innocent.
Did they do it? Why? Like, what was their reasoning?
To get.
Yeah, they wanted money.
What was it? There was 4 of them, and I think it was like almost 10K. Like I want to say like almost 10K or 10K for 4 people. To go buy drugs. They wanted it to buy drugs.
Are you still? So they like robbed your dad and took his. What the?
So, dude, if you guys want to look it up, or I'll just explain again a little bit.
Yeah.
On the court document itself.
My dad treated Ruben like his own son. Like he was
Exactly.
like my brother. Like when I tell you guys, he was like mine and Zara's older brother. He was like our brother. Like
wow.
Literally, our like when people would hang out with us, I was like, oh yeah, that's like my brother. One of them worked for. We grew up with this boy. You know, like
that's
this boy
how they
with his
knew.
Sister. Like I was hoping that like my friends like, oh, like is he single? Like, you know, and I would tell them, I'm like, oh, my friends think you're cute. Like, you know, like this person, like we grew up with them. So if he would do something wrong and my dad would see it, like my dad would literally get on to him like as his own son. And my dad would tell him, like, hey, if I didn't love you like my own child, I would not tell you these things. You know, like
father.
He was kind of low-key kind of scared of my dad because my dad would get on to him. Like literally get on to him like, you're not doing this. Or like if
no. Okay, when she says, okay, so that's the victim's family. One of the 4 men that is Ruben that they're talking about. He worked for their dad at the gas station. So if you listen to the article and the news thing, remember when I talked about when I read the factual background, it said that he was texting on and off all night. Ruben was hired at the gas station to work with their dad, and he was texting the 3 guys in the vehicle to let them know when the dad was going to come out to make the bank drop, because they knew that he would have those envelopes full of money that he was taking to the bank. So one of the 4 co-defendants was in the store with the dad, and he was texting saying, hey, he's getting ready to make the bank, whatever. And one of the 3 people in the car that was getting the text messages from this Ruben guy that knew the family was Gonzales, which is the 15-year-old Ash Trevino's ex-husband. Does that help? So yeah. So one of the guys, it was an inside job, basically. It was an inside job. So they definitely knew that like the dad had a daughter that had a lot of health problems. They knew he was the provider. He owned the gas station. Those 4 men, they had been trying to get him to do this robbery for weeks. So they had been planning the robbery for weeks. So it was premeditated red rum, basically. And even though this guy was 15, it was a 15-year-old, a 17-year-old, and then 2 adults. They were like in their like 20 and 21, I believe. So it was 4 young guys, and they planned this out. They executed it. They did it. And then they went and bought Coca-Cola and the devil's lettuce and partied it up before they got arrested. So, I don't know. I don't know about that. I doubt it. I'd say they were just 4 guys that hung out and they knew this inside job. They knew this guy worked with this Muhammad guy, and he was the owner. So he was taking these stacks of money to the bank or whatever. So yeah, he was in his car. If you didn't get to watch it, if you rewind, he was actually trying to get out of his car at the bank. Like I think he might have even still been buckled or was getting ready to unbuckle when they pew-pewed him. If you know, I can't say much. I've been saying a lot on this, so it's probably already yellow at this point, but it's okay. Yeah, and Ash Trevino is known for marrying inmates. She likes the inmates, you know, that's her thing. So, but she knew this guy prior to him going to jail. She had met him when he was 9. He started coming to her church, and she was a teen mom at the time and was with her baby daddy, who was an adult, who was a predator. And her baby daddy was a predator, in my opinion. And she was like she said, when he would babysit her son, she was like 15. Wait, she was 6 years older than him. So he would have been 12. She'd have been 18 with a baby. And he would come sit with her in church and hold her baby and like babysit her baby. And that was when he was 12. And then when he was 15, he went to prison. And then she married him when he was 24 and she was 30. So, yeah. I'm not sure about that. It's me. Muhammad, I don't know. I didn't look into all of that. And all this happened in Texas. Yes. Ennis, Texas. Ennis, Texas. Well, I am so glad you guys have joined me for True Crime Tuesday tonight. We have had a blast. There's I don't know how many on your all side. I know there's over 300 of you guys in here. If you guys could please hit that thumbs up on your way out. And this case ties into so much. If you missed it, definitely go hit the replay. You know, not only did these 4 men take this father away from the family, a year later they had a tragedy, lost a sibling. They already had a sibling with tons of health problems. You heard that. And then Zara, if you watch that story, that is another true crime story. Maybe we'll dive into that whole the whole Zara one. Maybe we could do that next week if you guys want to. We could dive into what happened with Zara. Her and her boyfriend shared their life on TikTok. Okay, 312. Okay, 312 of you guys, if y'all hit that thumbs up, I'd love it. Thank you so much. But Zara and her boyfriend shared their life on TikTok, and then he ended up in a DV situation doing what he did to her. And it's such a tragedy. And now her other siblings are having to have this Ash Trevino on live with 10,000 people watching, telling people to free one of the men who had a part in unaliving their father, who, again, they say they have a great family, but look at all the tragedy they went through since that happened. And maybe that wasn't a direct result, but it definitely had something to do with it, in my opinion. And it made that trajectory of that family, in my opinion, go down that route because of such a tragedy. And it's so bad. It's so sad. And I just really wanted to cover this story because I feel like the more people that hear this, the more people that can go against this happening and help those victims and help share that story, the better. So it may not even be the last time I talk about this. I may make a video just to put out. So yeah, but I will be back soon with the malarkey. So make sure you guys are staying tuned. I'll text you because I'm coming back shortly because we got a lot of malarkey to talk about. If you're here for the true crime and the true crime only, make sure that you join me again next week for True Crime Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. If there's a change, if there's a time change, I always let you guys know. Sign up for those text alerts. It's scrolling at the bottom. Love you guys so much. And thank you again for joining me on True Crime Tuesday. Bye.